Good vibes. I don't want no negative vibes around me. I'm not dealing with no negative vibes from this day forward, man. I don't want no negative vibes around me. I'm straight. Me, I don't want that energy around me.
Moneybagg Yo was out here living it up with his girl Ari Fletcher, showing off that dream life vibe, until everything crashed when the world found out she was secretly messing around with Lil Baby behind his back. Now let's dive into how this whole wild situation exploded and how Moneybagg handled it once the truth hit the internet. Moneybagg Yo, one of Memphis's hardest rappers, got the streets locked in with his raw hits and boss energy. He's not just known for his music. His high-profile relationship with Ari Fletcher kept him trending non-stop. Ari, whose real name is Ariana Fletcher, is a Chicago-born influencer and businesswoman who built her own brand from the ground up. She's got millions of followers, stacks of cash, and a reputation for keeping the spotlight on her. Since 2019, Moneybagg and Ari had been one of those flashy power couples everyone talked about. He spoiled her with Lamborghinis, Birkin bags, designer fits, the whole fantasy package. From the outside, it looked like love, loyalty, and luxury all wrapped into one. But behind those perfect Instagram captions and couple goals photos, things weren't as pretty as they looked. The streets started whispering that Ari wasn't keeping things 100. People claimed she'd been getting a little too friendly with other dudes, and Lil Baby's name started popping up in the mix. For a while, nobody had solid proof, but those rumors kept floating around like smoke before the fire got lit. Everything blew up recently, and it didn't just fall apart quietly, it crashed and burned right in front of everybody. The whole world watched as the truth came out piece by piece, and what made it even wilder was how long it had been going on without Moneybagg catching on. Or maybe he did know and just played it cool, pretending nothing was wrong while doing his own thing behind the scenes. Ari Fletcher wasn't some ordinary Instagram chick either. She's a boss in her own right. She got her own bag, her own businesses, and her own massive fan base. She built her empire from the ground up, so she wasn't sitting around waiting on Moneybagg to take care of her. That kind of independence gave her the freedom to move however she wanted, no questions asked. She could make her own plays, and maybe that's why she thought she could keep things quiet for so long. But to really understand how all this drama got started, we gotta rewind a bit to when the first whispers started floating around online. It all kicked off with a blogger who goes by the name Woo Lady, and she came swinging with some serious tea. According to Woo Lady, Ari Fletcher and another influencer named Tatiana Chanel had been secretly going back and forth over Lil Baby. Now, for those who don't know, Tatiana Chanel is Boston Richie's girl, and their relationship has been all over social media for its wild ups and downs. But apparently, she was also tied up with Lil Baby, and that's when things got straight up chaotic. The fact that multiple women were allegedly beefing over Lil Baby just showed how messy the whole situation really was. Woo Lady didn't hold back either. She started dropping coded names like it was a spy movie. She called Ari Fletcher lip gloss, Jayda Wayda lashes, and Tatiana voodoo. According to her, lip gloss and voodoo were full-on fighting over Lash's baby daddy.
Lip gloss and voodoo doll fighting for lashes. Lip gloss cuss lashes because she found out voodoo doll is on that dick too.
It was drama on top of drama, and everybody online was eating it up. Woo Lady said the drama was so loud you could spot it from Times Square, like it was flashing on a billboard for the whole world to see. According to her, this wasn't some quiet, sneaky affair happening behind closed doors. Nah, this was bold, messy, and straight up in your face. Everybody who was even half paying attention could tell something shady was going on.
And it's on, like you could see it in New York, like in Times Square. Like it's like 3D, it's like right there. Like everyone can see the bullshit. Like it's right there for you. Yes. So when we went to Times Square and we seen it, we said no. We said no.
She described it like the clues were right there in the open. No need for detective work. When they hit Times Square, the energy was so obvious you could almost feel the tension in the air. It wasn't hidden. It wasn't subtle. It was public disrespect on full display, and multiple people around them already knew the deal. That's when fans started putting two and two together about why Ari and Jayda Wayda's friendship suddenly fell apart. These two used to be like sisters, always posting together, hyping each other up, and showing love online. They supported each other's businesses, popped out to events side by side, and acted like nothing could come between them. But out of nowhere, Jayda's vibe toward Ari changed up. She got distant, stopped liking posts, stopped showing up, and everyone could feel that cold energy. At first, people thought Jayda was just a little salty over Ari's glow-up, especially since Ari was out here getting spoiled by Moneybagg with cars, designer bags, and that luxury lifestyle everyone dreamed about. But behind the scenes, something way deeper was going on, and the cracks in their friendship were just the beginning. Now we finally know why Jayda Wayda cut ties with Ari. It wasn't jealousy, it was betrayal. Turns out, Jayda found out her so-called friend was creeping around with her baby daddy, Lil Baby, right behind her back. That's the real reason the friendship crumbled. The turning point came when Jayda decided she was done staying silent. During a TikTok live, she was just chilling, chatting with fans about her skincare routine, explaining how she used spironolactone before switching to Accutane, when somebody in the comments decided to stir things up and asked about the rumors between Ari and Lil Baby. And instead of dodging it or sugarcoating, Jayda dropped the truth with no hesitation. She said, "Them rumors are true. No shade, that's been going on. That's been a thing, but I don't want to talk about that. Like literally, let's not talk about that."
Them rumors are true. No shade, that's been going on, that's been a thing. But I don't want to talk about that. Like literally, let's not talk about that.
The way she said it, so calm, so casual, like she was confirming something everybody already knew. No anger, no tears, no drama-filled rant, just straight-up facts, and that chill delivery made it hit even harder. It showed this wasn't fresh news to her. She'd known for a while but kept it low-key, probably to avoid more chaos. But she didn't stop there. When people in the comments pointed out how she didn't stutter for even a second while confirming it, Jayda doubled down again. She said, "Been," making it crystal clear this wasn't some new fling. This had been happening behind the scenes for a long time. That simple word set the internet on fire because everyone realized she'd just confirmed one of the biggest rumors in influencer drama history, and did it like it was nothing. This wasn't some new scandal that just popped off. This had been brewing for a long time. When Jayda dropped that one simple word, "been," it told the whole story. That wasn't just gossip. It was confirmation that this situation had been happening quietly behind the scenes for months, maybe even years. Jayda's revelation hit the internet like an earthquake. We're talking about Lil Baby's baby mama, the mother of his child, openly confirming that her baby daddy had been fooling around with Moneybagg Yo's girl. That kind of confirmation doesn't come from just anybody. Jayda was the source, the one person who would definitely know what's real and what's not. As soon as the clip hit social media, fans lost their minds. It wasn't rumors anymore. It was facts straight from Jayda's mouth. And once people started connecting the timeline, everything suddenly started making sense. Remember when Ari and Jayda were both on Impact ATL together? Viewers could feel that tension through the screen. Ari seemed confused, wondering why Jayda's energy was off, while Jayda sat there calm, but clearly keeping something bottled up. Now we finally get it. Jayda already knew what was going on the whole time, and she was probably sitting there thinking, this girl really smiling in my face while dealing with my baby daddy. The awkward energy, the distant attitude, it all adds up now. What's even wilder is how Jayda handled it. Instead of blasting everything online or going off publicly, she played it classy and kept her cool. She could have exposed Ari and Lil Baby a long time ago, but she chose to move quietly, cutting off the friendship without turning it into a public mess. That patience and self-control had everyone shocked, because while the internet was just catching up, Jayda had already been living with that truth for ages. When the rumors finally exploded all over social media, Jayda felt like she couldn't stay quiet anymore. She had to confirm what she'd known all along, and that's when the drama hit a whole new level. See, Fletcher had been with Moneybagg Yo since 2019, which means if Jayda's story is true, Ari had been sneaking around behind his back for years. That's wild enough. But what makes it even more shocking is that this ain't Ari's first time being called out for the same kind of scandal. Remember when Cardi B came out and put Ari on blast, claiming she was messing around with Offset while he was still married to her? Yeah, that moment shook the internet. According to Cardi, Ari was one of Offset's alleged side chicks during the marriage, and that whole thing turned into chaos fast. Fans were stunned, but it painted a clear picture. This wasn't some one-time slip-up for Ari, this was a pattern. It's like she's got a thing for rappers who are already taken. That Offset situation proved she was willing to step into messy territory, even when it meant being part of a married man's drama. So her being linked to Lil Baby while still dating Moneybagg Yo doesn't even sound that surprising anymore. It just fits the timeline of all her past chaos. But the wildest part? the way Ari handled the fallout. Most people would have been panicking, dropping long notes on Instagram, trying to clear their name or spin the story. Not Ari, though. She acted totally unbothered, like none of it mattered. She kept posting, kept flexing, kept living her best life as if the entire internet wasn't calling her out. That calm reaction had everybody talking because it looked like she wasn't even fazed by getting caught in another messy situation. Social media was losing its mind. Everyone was glued to their screens, waiting for Ari to speak up, defend herself, or at least drop some kind of response. But she didn't flinch. Instead, she kept posting like nothing ever happened. Workout clips, brand promos, beauty content, business as usual. It was like the biggest relationship scandal of the year wasn't even unfolding right in front of her. That cold, calm reaction had people spinning theories fast. Some fans started thinking maybe this wasn't her ignoring the drama. Maybe it was intentional. The way she moved so unbothered made folks wonder if this was a strategic move, her own form of payback. Maybe she was done playing the quiet, loyal girlfriend and wanted to flip the script. Maybe she wanted him to feel that sting of public embarrassment for once. Because let's be real, Moneybagg Yo hasn't exactly been a saint either. Over the years, his name's been caught up in cheating rumors more than once. There was that one situation with a girl from his hometown who came forward with serious receipts, screenshots, photos, and even proof of him sending her money while still with Ari. She had everything to back up her story, and the internet had a field day with it. And that wasn't even the only time. Another woman later popped out with screenshots of their texts, showing that Moneybagg was definitely stepping out of bounds again. The messages showed him saying how much he missed her and even making plans to meet up, all while he was supposed to be locked in with Ari. So when this new wave of drama hit, a lot of people felt like maybe Ari was just giving him a taste of his own medicine. The whole thing turned into a messy back and forth of secrets, revenge, and social media silence that said everything without her ever saying a word. Then came the Atlanta stripper story, the one that made headlines for weeks. She came forward claiming she'd been dealing with Moneybagg for months, and she didn't just talk. She brought proof, photos, videos, and screenshots, everything to show their connection was real. Every single time one of these stories came out, Ari was the one catching heat, while Moneybagg acted like it was nothing. He'd brush it off, stay quiet, and let the chaos fade while she took all the embarrassment. Whenever Moneybagg got caught slipping, Ari's reaction became almost predictable. She'd post some cryptic messages on her story, maybe something about loyalty or trusting the wrong people. But a few days later, she'd be back with him. While fans flooded her comments saying, "Girl, leave him," she'd still defend him, acting like everything was cool and nothing could break them. It became a cycle, the same messy pattern on repeat. Moneybagg would get exposed, Ari would post something that hinted she was hurt, and just when everyone thought she was done, boom, they'd be back together again. He'd drop a flashy gift, maybe a designer bag or a vacation somewhere tropical, and suddenly it was all smiles and cute posts again. But let's be real, you can only play the loyal role for so long before you snap. Being embarrassed over and over in front of millions can change a person. So when people saw Ari linked to Lil Baby, they started wondering if this was her getting even. Maybe this wasn't about love or attraction. Maybe it was straight up revenge. Because if your man's been out here disrespecting you publicly and making you look crazy online, wouldn't you eventually want him to feel that same sting too? And let's be honest, if you really wanted to hurt a rapper's ego, what better move than linking up with another rapper who's even bigger? Especially one like Lil Baby, who's been dominating the game for years. His albums go platinum back to back, his tours sell out in minutes, and his streaming numbers stay breaking records. The man's not just successful, he's next level. So for Ari to be messing with Lil Baby while still with Moneybagg, that's a bold statement right there. Like an upgrade in every single way. The street's been saying Lil Baby's trick bill is legendary. He's known for spoiling women like crazy, dropping bags on luxury cars, flying them out on private jets, and giving them the kind of lifestyle most people only dream about. So if Lil Baby was out here splurging on Ari while she was still in a relationship with Moneybagg, that's the ultimate level of disrespect. Imagine your girl not only stepping out on you, but the side dude is treating her better, spending more, and leveling her up financially. That's a hit to any man's pride. But for someone like Moneybagg, who's built his whole image around taking care of his woman and living lavish, that had to sting deep. Now the whole thing looks like a major power shift. Suddenly, the man who was used to flexing gifts and loyalty on social media is the one looking played. And the timing of it all, it almost felt like Ari wanted it to happen this way. Instead of quietly walking away, she let the whole thing unravel in public. It's like she wanted to flip the narrative, make him feel the embarrassment for once while she stood there, cool and composed, letting the internet do the talking. After years of being the one humiliated by his cheating scandals, it finally looked like Ari got her payback. When the news about her and Lil Baby broke, the internet went wild. Everybody was waiting to see what Moneybagg Yo would do next. Would he go off on social media, drop a diss track, confront Lil Baby, or try to win Ari back? The suspense was real. Fans were locked in, refreshing their feeds to see how he'd handle finally being on the losing side of the drama. But when he finally reacted, his move said a lot. Instead of addressing the situation head-on, Moneybagg hopped on Instagram and posted a story showing off $500,000 in cash, just piles and piles of money spread out like he was making a statement. No captions, no words, no explanations, just straight flexing. It was like he was saying, "I'm good, I'm rich, I don't care." The whole display screamed unbothered. The bills were neatly stacked, wrapped with bands, and laid out on what looked like a bed or table. Pure visual flex. But here's the thing. Sometimes that kind of post says the exact opposite of what it's meant to show. When someone gets publicly exposed and their first reaction is to flex, it's usually not confidence, it's damage control. Deep down, you could tell Moneybagg probably felt embarrassed and played. This wasn't just any girl, this was Ari, the one he'd been spoiling for years, the one everyone saw as his main. But in the rap world, showing pain or vulnerability can be seen as weakness. So instead of posting something emotional or admitting the hit, he did what rappers do best. He covered it up with money and silence. That flex wasn't just about the cash, it was about protecting his pride. Now think about it from Moneybagg's point of view for a second. Your girl, the one you've been spoiling, showing off, calling your queen, been creeping with another rapper for years. Then that same rapper's baby mama confirms it to the whole world, and suddenly everyone's looking at you like the clueless one who didn't see what was happening right under your nose. That kind of public humiliation hits different, especially for somebody who lives in the spotlight like Moneybagg. So when he flexed all that cash on Instagram, it wasn't just about showing money. It was his way of saying, "I'm still up, I'm still winning, I don't need her." But real ones know, when you truly don't care, you don't gotta prove it. The fact that he even felt the need to post that money said everything. The situation definitely got to him, whether he wanted to admit it or not. And what really twists this whole thing up is that Moneybagg and Lil Baby aren't strangers. They move in the same circles. They've done the same shows, hit the same events, probably got mutual friends. So this isn't just about losing a relationship. It's about losing face in the industry. In rap culture, another man taking your girl is one of the ultimate disrespects. It's not just emotional. It's about pride, image, and reputation. When something like that happens, it shakes how people see you. Other rappers are definitely watching, wondering, did Moneybagg really not know what was going on? Or did he know and just couldn't stop it? Either way, the whispers behind the scenes are loud. And that kind of hit to your respect, that's way deeper than heartbreak. For Ari, this whole situation might have actually flipped in her favor. After years of being the one getting played, she's now walking away from a messy relationship with the upper hand. She's not just leaving, she's leaving with the last laugh. And if the talk about Lil Baby spoiling her with gifts and taking care of her financially is true, then she didn't just move on, she upgraded. This whole thing also helped reshape her image in a wild way. Instead of being seen as the girl who kept forgiving her man's cheating, she flipped the whole narrative. She turned from the one being disrespected to the one calling the shots. That kind of power move had a lot of people online clapping for her, saying she finally gave him a taste of his own medicine. For some, it even earned her a new level of respect, not for the mess itself, but for refusing to play the victim anymore. But for Moneybagg, this was a major blow. Not only did he lose his girl, but he lost her to another rapper, and one who's arguably bigger and richer. That's a pride hit no man in his position wants to take, especially with millions of eyes watching. Every time he hits the stage now, people aren't just thinking about his music. They're thinking about this. The jokes, the memes, the embarrassment. It all follows him. The crazy part? All of this chaos could have been avoided if both of them had just kept it real from the start. No lies, no sneaking, no games, just honesty. But instead, they turned what could have been a clean breakup into one of the most talked about relationship scandals in the industry. If Moneybagg hadn't been out here cheating, maybe Ari wouldn't have felt like she needed to get even. And if Ari was really unhappy, she could have just walked away instead of sneaking around behind his back. But pride and ego got in the way, on both sides. That's the thing about celebrity relationships. Too much money, too much attention, and way too much pressure to keep up an image. even when the love is already falling apart. Now both of them gotta face the messy aftermath, and it's all playing out for the entire world to see. The internet's been going off non-stop. Comment sections, TikTok lives, YouTube blogs, everybody got an opinion. Some people are riding for Ari, saying she finally got her revenge and turned the tables after everything he put her through. Others are calling her out, saying cheating back just makes her no better than him. It's split right down the middle. Team Moneybagg saying he didn't deserve that level of disrespect, and Team Ari saying he brought it on himself after all the times he embarrassed her. It's chaos, with both sides throwing shade and defending their faves like it's a championship game. But when you strip away all the fame, followers, and flexing, it really just shows one thing. Money can't protect anybody from heartbreak. Whether you're sitting on $500,000 or living a regular life, betrayal still stings the same way. No amount of designer bags, luxury cars, or Instagram likes can fix what happens when trust gets broken. The only real difference between regular folks and celebs is that when you're famous, everybody gets to watch your drama unfold live. Every argument, every rumor, every messy secret, it's all out there for millions to judge. Moneybagg's gonna bounce back though. He's still dropping hits, stacking money, and living that superstar life. There's no doubt he'll be fine. But this whole situation, yeah, it's gonna haunt him for a minute. Every time somebody brings up Lil Baby or Ari Fletcher, that sting's gonna come right back. As for Ari and Lil Baby, time will tell what's really going on. Was this just a revenge move, or are they actually trying to turn it into something real? Nobody knows yet, but fans are definitely watching close. Either way, this situation proved one cold truth. In the game of love, anyone can get played, no matter how rich, famous, or powerful you think you are. The streets are keeping tabs, and it feels like this story is far from over. There's always another twist waiting to drop, another secret ready to spill. And when it does, you know social media is gonna eat it up all over again. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on in this wild saga?